Hello, Caleb. Hello, Lucy. Hello, Conrad. Are y'all ready to continue the saga of the Avengers versus the Ultroids? Now that we've finally seen them and figured out their purpose, it is an ulterior one. They seek to absorb the Avengers' powers so that each Ultroid will be invincible. So let's see the story from front to back. Here is the cover of the next comic. It says to conquer a colossus. And look, here's some new foe that has been created to fight against the Avengers. Let's see what happens. All right, the mighty Avengers to conquer a colossus. And here are the Ultroids and the Black Widow and Captain America laying prostrate before them. All right, our incredible interstellar epic so far. Here's the summary. In their valiant attempt to rescue the captured Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in the labyrinthine interior of a flying saucer, the Avengers and the lovely Black Widow have been overcome by the Ultroid hordes of Ixar the Invincible. And you think you've got trouble. All right, these two are the last to fall. Now indeed is our victory complete. And here comes the female Ultroid. She says, let them join their fellow Earthlings in the transferal capsules at once. Heed my words. Though I be an Ultroid like yourselves, I speak for Ixar. Our victory for mighty Ixar. We shall do as we are commanded, for soon the combined powers of the Avengers shall flow through our veins, and the cosmos shall be ours. Now take them all to the ability assimilator, where their might shall be transferred to us. We obey, Ultrana. So finally we have a name for this female android, Ultrana. And Goliath thinks it's almost beyond belief. A flying saucer with a crew of ray-blasting androids has come to Earth for the express purpose of stealing the Avengers' superpowers. And what's more, it looks like they'll pull it off. Inside these capsules, we can move no muscles except to speak. This Ultroid says, I do not understand what use the Earthlings can be to us. If we defeated them, what have we to gain by taking their powers? But, the other Ultroid admits, we overwhelm them by sheer weight of numbers and by separating them. Then each of us shall be equal to all the Avengers, and our forces are legion. Moments later, the cylinders containing the 6 helpless Avengers are fastened into place before a gigantic humming computer. It is done. Already the assimilator begins its vital task. Within one of this planet's hours, it will have siphoned off all their basic energies, and then it shall begin feeding them to us. Oh, look at all those tubes sucking away the Avengers' powers. What of this female Earthling, Ultrana? Asks one Ultroid. She is not truly an Avenger, and no special cylinder has been readied for her. Take her to Sector 5 to be disposed of later. It shall be done. Then, as the smirking female Ultroid stands mockingly before them, Captain America breaks the Avengers' silence. You and that computerized brain you call Ixar aren't the first to take on the Avengers, Ultrana, and you shall fail just as they did. Brave words, Earthling, says Ultrana. Speak them while you may, for soon you will be nothing but lifeless shells. Then, aided by your own powers, he shall continue his struggle for supremacy in the galaxy. I didn't know there was a contest going on, retorts Hawkeye. I guess we should have guessed it. Seems like everybody's trying to conquer the universe these days. Quicksilver says, if only I could vibrate at super speed and shatter this cylinder. A vainglorious hope, swift-footed one, replies Ultrana. Ixar has prepared far too carefully for such an occurrence. For using information he obtained by probing the minds of you and the Scarlet Witch, he created a cylinder specifically designed for each of you. It's true, admits Goliath. The harder I strain to move, to break free, the stronger I can sense the capsule confining me. Then, admits the Wasp, we're doomed, and so is the Earth. Pah! Your puny mortal mind still cannot conceive of the full scope of Ixar's ambition, brags Ultrana. To him, your Earth is but a stepping stone, a single pawn in a game which spans the cosmos itself. Lady, says Hawkeye, you've been doing a lot of horn blowing for that slanty-eyed computer boss of yours. As long as we'll be cashing in our chips anyway, how's about giving us the lowdown on where he came from? And don't tell us the stork brought him. Very well, Earthling, you shall have your wish, since it is your last. The being called Ixar was once a human, much like yourselves, but of an infinitely more intelligent race. To tell how he came to exist in the machine-like form which you have beheld is to tell the story of a war begun when your tiny world was young. For millennia, a thermonuclear war of cosmic proportions waged between the ancestors of Ixar and the inhabitants of a nearby star system. Finally, both worlds used up their enormous supplies of fissionable material and were reduced to carrying on their deadly power struggle with more basic weapons. Finally, except for the two leaders, all humans on both worlds had perished, for only an artificial being could hope to survive such prolonged, pitched combat. Thus it became Ultroid against Ultroid. Onward for the greater glory of Ixar. Let not a stone stand unturned on the planet of his enemy. Fatak! Bizap! All right, these ray guns have different sound effects. And then, a short time ago, came the climactic battle as the Ultroids of our foe penetrated the palace of Ixar and were driven out only after inflicting a heavy toll. Behold, our opponents fall back. We have won the battle. Brack, zwap. But at what a price! It is said that Ixar himself is gravely wounded. Ixar must not die. He is the last of his race, the race we were created to protect. However, Ixar was dying, and there remained open to him only one possibility for life. Ixar says, centuries ago, my ancestors constructed a machine, a mammoth computer, into which a man's vital energies, indeed his very life itself, could be channeled. Now, in the brief time left to me, you Ultroids must transfer my life force to the computer. Then Ixar shall be immortal. The Ultroid says, it shall be as you say, O Ixar. Then we may carry on the war against our enemy forever. Oh, joy! Nothing but war forever for Ixar, this dying madman. But when the complex transferal was completed, the immortal mind of Ixar conceived a brand new plan. We shall search the galaxy until we find a race of humans who possess abilities beyond those I enjoyed. Then my Ultroids shall be given those abilities, and the interstellar balance of power shall tip in Ixar's favor. For many of your years, our quest was fruitless. Yet one day we entered the solar system of a medium-range star and found your planet Earth. According to our instruments, that world may contain human life, similar to that we once served. Yes, but so have many other worlds which we have discovered, and none of them thus far has spawned the type of super being which Ixar seeks. Well, our Earth is filled with superheroes and super teams. Thus, as the female Ultroid concludes her fantastic narrative, she says, our scanner beams focused first on the pair known as Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch, and we soon learned they were but two of a group of so-called superheroes. It was a simple matter for our advanced science to bring about your downfall, but by assimilating all your powers, we shall become Ixar's invincible legion. Thanks for the fairy tale, lady, says Goliath. Now, how about clearing out and letting us die in peace? Or are you trying to talk us to death? Then he thinks, we've got one last-ditch chance, but only if most of the Ultroids leave. Then, wait, what's that rumbling noise? Rumble. And that moment, in another part of the immense craft, prepare for liftoff. Our business on this primitive globe is finished. We must be underway. Seconds later, leaving behind the enormous shell which had covered the Central European village, the disc-shaped ship departs from the Earth as mysteriously as it had come. However, it takes with it a half-dozen unwilling passengers, one of whom has just had an inspiration. Goliath thinks, I don't dare speak to the others because I can't take a chance on Ixar or one of his Ultroid stooges hearing me. But if